Hey everyone, we are here with another yoga flow. Getting right into it, we're starting in Malasana. Nice little yogi squat, feet are nice and wide. You're welcome to bring the feet so far that the toes almost hang off the mat. As long as you feel your sit bones reaching towards the earth, awesome. Hands can be at prayer, elbows inside the knees. If it feels better to be sitting down onto a block, you're welcome to do that as well. Kind of goal is to get your heels down. They might not get there depending on how tight your hips are, and that's okay. If you'd like the option, right hand comes down, plants on the mat, left hand to the sky. That tricep is still inside the right knee. Bring it back to center. Onto the other side, left hand down, right arm to the sky, maybe looking up towards that right hand. Taking it back to center. Maybe rolling out the neck for a second. Plant the hands, lift the hips. Start to come into your tabletop position. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Knees are hips distance apart, going into your cat-cows. Rounding into the spine, arching into the back. Trying to accentuate those twists and turns. Maybe wagging the tail side to side. Feel free to make any little movements that feel good here. Option is yours. Take some more time here if you'd like. When you're ready, curl the toes, lift the hips, slowly walk the feet to come up towards the hands, forward fold at the top of your mat. Left hand plants down, left knee bends, right arm reaches to the sky. Nice little twist here. Stack that right shoulder on top of the left, looking up towards that hand maybe. And switch it out, right hand down, right knee bends, left arm reaches to the sky. Again, looking up towards those fingertips, reaching towards the ceiling. And take it back down to the ground. Inhale, rise up, reach arms towards the ceiling. Hands to prayer and cactus the elbows. Bring it back up and start to dive it forward. Hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Grab onto your opposite elbows. Sway the upper body side to side, maybe bending into the knees if you need to. Let the head hang heavy, like the crown of the head is melting down towards the ground. Release hands to the mat. And inhale, rise back up. Exhale, hands to prayer, prayer to heart. Inhale, reach it back tall. Exhale, dive it forward, hands to the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step, hop, walk the feet back to a high plank. Always option to bring the knees down for your knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra, elbows are close towards the ribs, hands are still planted to the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe first down dog. Maybe pedal out the legs if you need to. Get comfortable, step, hop. Make your way top of the mat once more. Halfway lift, and then your exhale, fold. Inhale, reach it up nice and tall. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step, hop, walk it back. Again, high plank. Lowering down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga if you feel ready. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra again. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Another round here of our sun sal A. Ready, bend into the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, dive it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step, hop, walk it back. Again, once more, high plank to low. Chaturanga is an option if you'd like, or take the easier variations. Inhale to upward facing or low cobra. And on your exhale, downward facing, lift hips to the sky. Bend into the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, make your way, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, reach it tall, up to the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, dive forward. Half lift. Exhale, step, hop, walk it back, high plank to low, just like before. Take the variation that works for you, up dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, just like before. Rest here if you need to. Feel free to take it down into a child's pose, sitting the hips back to the heels, stretching the arms forward or bringing them down by your sides. Maybe rock the head side to side. Maybe just simply relax the mind here, calming your breath, coming into that Ujjayi breath if you haven't already done so. Once you're ready, rise back up and step, hop, walk the feet, come up to a standing position, Tadasana, reach arms to the sky, hands to prayer. On your next inhale, lift your left foot and cross left ankle over that right knee. Make a figure four with the legs, sitting the hips back, seeing if you can lower your booty down to that imaginary chair. Once you're ready, big step back with that left foot, coming into a high lunge. Reach the arms to the sky, front knee should be over that ankle. And dive it forward, pyramid pose, straighten both legs, keep the hips square towards the front, maybe landing hands down onto a block if you need to. Melt your upper body over that front leg. Start to walk it out, open out to a reverse triangle. Begin to reach forward, and on your exhale, left hand to that left leg, coming into your triangle pose. Left arm reaches to the sky, sass the hips back, left shoulder stacks on top of the right. That right foot is pointing straight forward. On your exhale, come into your Skandasana to the back of the mat. Little side lunge almost. Hands to prayer, or maybe plant them down if you need the balance. Option is yours. That left knee is bent. And walk the hands to center, Prasarita, your wide-legged forward fold. Hands can come down to the mat. You can grab onto the ankles. You can walk your fingertips back behind you. If you're feeling open enough to drop the forearms down, awesome. If not, no worries. Inhale, half lift, flat spine. And when you're ready, walk your hands to the front. Come into a low lunge position, framing that right foot. Big step up with that left foot, sitting down into your chair pose. Little space between the heels, sinking weight into the toes this time, coming onto your tippy toes, and rise up, Tadasana. Left foot wraps around the right, eagle bound the legs, left arm underneath the right, palms maybe touch, sinking into this eagle pose here. And unwrap the left leg, Shiva squat, left knee behind the right, maybe arms stay as is, and land it back down to a low lunge, and move through your vinyasa, maybe hovering that right leg, meeting up in downward facing dog. Step hop, walk the feet up towards the top. Inhale, rise back up once more. Same thing, other side. Right foot lifts, crosses over that left knee, sinking to that figure four. Hands can be at prayer if you'd like. When you're ready, slowly begin to rise up, step it back, high lunge. Everything squares towards the front, arms to the sky. Bring those ribs in. And when you're ready, dive it forward, pyramid pose. Again, both legs are pointing towards the front, hips are square to the front. If that back heel needs to lift, that's okay, doesn't have to be planted. Bending, rising up, reverse triangle. Both legs are still straight. Reach it forward with that left hand. Land the left hand down on the left leg. Triangle pose on the other side. This time the right shoulder stacks on top of the left. The right side body is reaching up towards the ceiling. You're almost like hugging that left hip to hide. Land it down. Skandasana to the back of the mat. Right knee bends this time. Left leg is long. Hands can be where you want. They can be at prayer or down to the mat. Holding 3, 2, 1. Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. Again, kind of like a straddle splits here. Toes are slightly inwards like a pigeon toe. Land the hands wherever you want. Down to the mat, maybe the forearms, maybe grab the feet. Choice is yours. Focus on lengthening the spine here. Ready? Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk it to the front, low lunge. Big step up. Reach arms to the sky, chair pose, sink the hips low. Weight is in the heels first. And then lift up onto the tippy toes, keeping that core strength, keeping the energy in the quads. And dive forward, rise up. Right leg wraps around the left this time. Eagle bound the legs. Right arm goes underneath the leg. Right arm goes underneath the left. Eagle bound the arms. Keep your gaze locked on something not moving. And begin to unwrap the right leg, coming into your Shiva squat, simply bringing that right knee behind the left. Balancing, 3, 2, 1, land it back, low lunge. Step, hop, walk it back, maybe Ekapada variation, one leg lifts. Otherwise, move through your vinyasa, meeting in down dog. Take a breath here if you need to. When you're ready, step, hop, walk it up, forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, rise back up. Left foot lifts, just like before, cross ankle over the knee, figure for the legs. Sinking hips, maybe a little lower this time if you can. Rise up, big step back, high lunge. Again, everything is squaring forward. Exhale, dive it forward, pyramid pose. Again, if that back heel needs to lift, not a problem. If you can plant it, awesome. Focus on having square hips. This time on your inhale, rise into your high or half moon. Right hand walks forward. Left side stacks on top of the right. And when you're ready, land it back. Reverse your Trikonasana. Inhale, reach forward. Regular Trikonasana. Right hand landing somewhere on the right leg. We're adding on just a couple of little things here, but for the most part, it's the same flow as before. On your inhale, Skandasana at the back of the mat. Left knee is bent again. Maybe this time planting left hand down, reaching right arm to the sky. Maybe going for a half bind with that right hand. And when you're ready, back to your Prasarita, wide-legged fold. If you're feeling fun and are wanting to try a headstand, land the top of your head, the crown down to the mat. Elbows are drawn in. Start to extend the toes up to the sky. My inversion junkies, you might have some fun here. Maybe waving the legs a little bit. Maybe eagle bound the legs. When you're ready, slowly land the feet back down. Feel free to stay in your Prasarita a little bit longer, pausing the video. If you want to try the headstand a couple times, totally fine. When you're ready, half lift. Walk it to the front, low lunge. This time coming into your lizard pose. Hands go inside of that right leg. Maybe dropping the forearms down to the mat if you can. Maybe to a block. Maybe just kind of purgatory there where the elbows are bent, but they're not exactly touching. That back knee can always come down to the ground as well. Stay here as long as you need to. And when you're ready, step, hop, walk that left foot up, coming into your chair pose at the top of the mat. Rising onto those tippy toes, again, maybe squatting down a little bit lower, and rise up, Tadasana. On your exhale, left leg wraps around the right. Again, eagle bound the legs, left arm underneath the right. Maybe keeping the arms back into that Shiva squat, or hands can come to prayer if you need to. And big step back, low lunge. And again, move through that vinyasa, maybe hovering that leg. And back to down dog, hips high. Moving on to the second side. Step, hop, walk it up. Inhale, rise up. On your exhale again, right ankle crosses over that left knee. Figure fouring the legs. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, step it back. High lunge, arms are high, squaring hips forward. Diving forward into your pyramid when you're ready. Again, if you want to square the hips a little more, you can always reach back and feel that top of your low back, making sure it is even, almost as if you could balance a block on that spine. When you're ready, walk it forward, coming into your half moon. Left hand plants, left foot stays down to the ground. Right arm reaches to the sky, stacking the right side body up, flexing into that right foot. Staying here as long as you'd like. When you're ready, reverse your triangle, reach it up and back with the left hand. Coming into your regular triangle when you're ready. Right arm high, left hand down. Maybe looking up towards those right fingertips. Feel some energy from the crown of your head moving towards the front of the room. And once you're ready, Skandasana to the back, right knee bends. Maybe going for that little bit of a twist. Maybe left hand goes up towards the sky, the right hand stays down. I was really close to the bench, so I had to readjust a little bit, but that's okay. Maybe going for the half bind. Release, hands down to the ground. Headstand here one more time, or staying in that prasarita. Option is yours. Again, keep the elbows tight, almost as if they have a rubber band, keeping them close together like they are still shoulders distance apart. Toes reach towards the sky, core is tight, almost as if someone's going to punch you in the belly and you're bracing for impact. Taking it back down to the ground. Once you're ready, laying the feet down. Feel free to stay in your prasarita a little longer if that feels good for you. Feel free to reach the arms forward like I'm doing here, a little bit of a different variation. Coming back, bringing hands down to the mat. Left hand stays down. Reach your right arm to the sky. Keep the hips even here. So you'll notice your hips are going to try to kick out. Bring them back to center. This time, right hand down, left hand to the sky. Again, notice if the hips kick out a little too far. Bring them back down. Both hands to the mat. Diving it forward once more if that feels good to you. And when you're ready, walk it to the front. Lizard pose. Again, hands inside the left foot here this time. Take the lizard pose variation that works for you. If the back knee needs to come down, let it go. If you can bring your elbows down, awesome. If not, again, no worries. Stay here as long as you need. Start to rise back up once you're ready. Curl the back toes, lift the knee up. And slowly come back to the top of the mat. Big step up, sinking into your chair pose. Hips go low. Again, weight is in the heels first and then lifting onto the tippy toes, keeping the core tight. Rise up. Reach the arms to the sky. Right leg wraps around the left for eagle bound pose. Right arm goes underneath the left. Again, palms are touching. Elbows are lifted up in line with the shoulders, maybe fingertips a little forward. Spine is nice and long. Coming into that Shiva squat, right knee releases behind the left and big step back. Move through that vinyasa once more. Coming into your downward facing dog, meeting there. Take a break here if you need. Coming into your child's pose if you want. Feel free to use this time to catch up. Again, stay here as long as you need. Grab some water if you need to. Pause the video. Feel free to come back to it whenever you're ready. We've still got a lot more to do, a lot more work, a lot more fun. Once you're ready, come back to downward facing dog. Lift your hips high. Step, hop, walk the feet up, top of the mat. Sinking into your chair pose, just like where we were before. Core is tight, weight is in the heels. Airplane your arms back behind you. Keep the shoulder blades squeezing together. Inhale, reach them back up by your ears. And exhale, hands to prayer. Start to rise forward, toppling over into a warrior three. Keep the hips square. Energy kicks out through that left foot back behind you. Hands can stay at prayer wherever you want. When you're ready, open it out, warrior two. Big step back with that left foot, front knee over the ankle. Arms are stretched out. Reverse it on your inhale. Take it up and back. Exhale, bring it back to center. Inhale, extended side angle. Right hand lands inside of that right foot, maybe elbow to the knee if you choose to do so. You can take a half bind here if you want, or feel free to keep stretching the left hand towards the ceiling. And keeping that left hand where it is, if it's in the half bind, come into your prasarita, just like where we were before, the wide-legged splits. If you had the half bind, go ahead and release it, coming back to your skandasana. Taking the twist here, left hand down, right hand to the sky. That left elbow is inside of that left knee. And when you're ready, plant the hands down, coming back to a prasarita. And begin to move towards a low lunge position towards the front of the mat. Coming into your runner's twist, left hand stays down, right arm reaches to the sky. Feel the energy bringing that left shoulder towards that right knee, coming into that twist. Release your back knee to the ground, maybe grabbing onto that back foot for a crooked monkey. Your right knee can splay out here. You might be able to drop to that left forearm. If you can't, totally fine. If you can't even reach that left foot, just look over that right shoulder. Once you're ready, release the back foot, come into a half splits. So keep that left knee down, straighten through the right leg, and start to dive forward, crown of the head reaching towards those right toes. Begin to bring it back to a lizard position. And this is where we're going to set up for our EPK2, Ekapada Kundinyasana, sliding your right shoulder underneath that right knee. Hands are almost like chaturanga arms. If you're able to lift up and balance here, awesome. If you're not, totally fine. This is where you can just bend into the elbows, keep the hands underneath you. And maybe that right leg lifts, maybe it doesn't. You can also just do this, keeping the forearms down to the ground. If you're going for the easier variation, wiggle that right elbow underneath the right thigh, enough to where you can just lift the right leg. If that's about all it goes, awesome, totally fine. Land it back down when you're ready, or keep the forearms down to the mat in your lizard. And a little back reverse stretch here on the wrist, coming into your tabletop. Flip the palms around so the tops of the hands are down to the mat. And then bring the fingertips to face towards each other. Again, tops of the hands are still down. And then roll out the wrists, make little circles. When you're ready, back to downward facing dog. Step the feet up, forward fold, top of the mat, sinking into your chair pose. Hips are low, just like where we were before. Airplane the arms up and back behind you. Inhale, bring it back, biceps by the ears. Exhale, hands to prayer. Rising up just slightly enough to step your right foot back, coming into a warrior three. Again, making a T shape with the body here. Right foot is flexed, toes are pointing straight down. Hips are square and even, chest is square and even. Big step back, warrior two, land that foot down. Front knee over the ankle, ribs are tight in towards the body. When you're ready, take it into that reverse. Bring it back to center. Exhale, extended side angle, left hand down inside the left foot or elbow to the knee. Take it into the half bind if you'd like. If you've got the half bind, go ahead and keep it. We're going to come into your prasarita here, wide-legged forward fold again. I know that second name, the English name, is a lot easier to remember sometimes. Release the hand if that half bind is still there. Skandasana at the back. Right knee is bent, right hand is down, left hand to the sky. And release both hands down. Walk it back to a prasarita. Maybe wiggle it out here for just a second. And come back to the front. Lizard pose here. Coming into, sorry, not lizard, twisted runner's twist. Right hand stays down, left hand to the sky. Left shoulder is stacking on top of the right. And bring it back down. Now coming into your lizard or straight into your crooked monkey. If your right knee can come down and grab onto the top of that right foot with the left hand, awesome. If you can't, again, simply look back behind you, reaching the hand towards the air behind you. If you can bring it down onto that right forearm, awesome. If you can't, like me, totally fine as well. It's a lot, I get it. Release the back foot. Coming into that half splits again. Right knee is still down, straightening through that left leg. Reach the crown of the head towards those left toes. Added stretch to flex those toes up towards your face. And coming back into that EPK2. Left elbow hugs underneath that left thigh. Both elbows are going to bend like you're making a tabletop for your ribs to land on. If you can land and lift off, awesome. If you can't, that's okay. If only that left foot can lift off, that's perfectly fine too. It takes really open hips here, and it takes a lot of practice. You can use your triceps to kind of hold the weight of your body. That's totally fine, and it's not considered cheating, I promise. Stay here in your lizard or your EPK2 as long as you want. If this is your weaker side, you're welcome to take longer on this side than the first one like I did. And once you are over all this nonsense, step the left foot back, straight to down dog, maybe into your child's pose if you need to. Maybe do the wrist stretch again. Tabletop with the fingertips pointing in. Maybe rolling out the wrists. Interlacing the fingertips, just making circles with the fingertips. All these are totally optional here, just whatever kind of helps counterbalance everything for you. All right, you guys, continuing on, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale to your chair pose, sink the hips, airplane the arms back. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, rise, warrior 3. On your exhale, land it down, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, extended side angle. Exhale, prasarita. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Skandasana to the back. Inhale, bring it back to the front. On your exhale, pyramid. Inhale, rise up, standing splits. Taking it a little longer here, just 3, 2, 1, and twisted roots. Left foot outside of the right. You can walk the hands out to either side, just like I did, or staying right here. Big step back with that left foot. Coming into your runner's twist, left hand down. On your exhale, half splits, just like before. This is clearly just a fast variation. Step, hop, walk it up. Forward fold at the top, maybe going for a crow pose here. Elbows bend, hands plant, knees into the triceps, almost up into the armpits, and toes lift. Feel free to hop it back, move through your vinyasa or straight to down dog. If you can hop it back from your crow pose, we're going to do it again on the other side, but this is just one breath to one movement here. Moving nice and fast. Inhale, sit low, chair pose. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, warrior 3, big step back, right foot hovers, 3, 2, 1, land it down, warrior 2. Inhale to reverse it. Exhale back to center. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale here. Exhale, prasarita, other side. Breathing here once more. Inhale. And exhale, Skandasana at the back of your mat. Twist is optional. Inhale, bringing it back to the front of the mat. coming into your pyramid. On your next exhale, standing splits, right toes to the sky. Take one more inhale. Exhale, twisted roots, crossing the ankles, left foot in front of the right. Again, maybe walking hands out left and right. Bring it back to center. Big step back with that right foot. Runner's twist, left hand high. And exhale, release half splits, sinking the hips back. Inhale, walk it back forward. Exhale, step hop, walk it up. Inhale, crow pose. Again, we've been here before. Keep your gaze about 12 inches in front of your fingertips. If you want the hop back, take it. Rising up on your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Really get that heart moving, right? And lower down, child's pose if you need the break. I don't blame you. This will really get your heart going. This will get you breathing hard for sure. Don't worry, that was pretty much the extent of all the crazy workings. Now we get to go ahead and relax, dropping down into your Sphinx pose. Forearms are down, making 11s, shoulders distance apart. Elbows are close, tight to the ribs. Lift your heart forward. Look towards each foot. And go ahead and reach the right hand. Grab onto the right foot. Press the top of the foot down towards the booty. Elbow up towards the sky. Keep your chest reaching forward. Release that foot onto the other side. Left hand grabs the top of that left foot. And again, elbow up to the sky. Top of the foot reaches straight down to the ground if you can. Nice little quad stretch. Release that foot. Drop the forehead down to the ground and lift your arms and legs, hovering like a little Superman. In case you're wondering why I went straight into it, it's because the ground was really, really hot. Release hands down to the mat. Grabbing onto each foot, right hand grabs the right foot, left foot has the left hand, and kick up into your bow pose. Use the energy of your legs to lift your upper body, looking straight forward out in front of you as long as you can, and release. Windshield wiper the legs left to right. Again, the ground was hot there, so I didn't put my face down, but you're more than welcome to do so. Rising up, sitting back into your child's pose. Take as long as you need here. We're going to start to move into our pigeon pose here. So lift up into down dog, simply sending the right foot in front of you, trying to bring that right shin into a 90-degree angle, but I'm sure if you're tight like me, you can't get there, but that's okay. Focus on 2 square hips. Feel free to stay up here nice and tall. Feel free to drop down onto the forearms. Your left leg goes long back behind you. Top of the foot is down. If you feel like your knee's a little bit weird, feel free to bring your toes down to the ground. I've found that that really helps the knee from hurting. If you can bring your forehead to the mat like it's nice and comfortable, you're welcome to do so here as well. But again, I know it's a little hot for me. Almost done, you guys. It's all relaxing from here. Pigeon is a really tough pose. If this doesn't feel good for you, you're always welcome to roll onto your back. When you're ready for the other side, send the right foot back to meet the left. And here we go. Switch it out. Left leg out in front of you. Wiggle it to where your hips are comfortable, trying to square everything forward. If you can land the forearms or forehead down to the ground, feel free to do so here. If you're not comfortable with that just yet, a block is always helpful to bring underneath the elbows. Gives you a nice in-between. And again, if this doesn't feel good on anything, the back, the hips, the knees, feel free to roll onto your back and make a figure 4 with the legs. You get the same benefit. We've got about 4 more minutes left, you guys. Not in pigeon, just the whole class. When you're ready, rise back up onto the hands. And nice and easy here, just bring both feet out to the front so you can shift your weight, so you can swing your right leg up to meet the left. Dive it forward into a very easy seated forward fold here. Toes flex towards the sky, round from the spine here for a second. Take a couple of breaths there and then fold from the hips. You'll notice two different kinds of stretches. And again, stay here as long as you'd like. If you're ready, rise back up and slowly lower down onto your spine. Hug your knees in. Open your arms out to a T or cactus the arms. Right leg wraps on top of the left once or twice, or simply parallel the knees and drop them over to your left while you gaze over to the right. Your gaze is going to follow your right fingertips. It's going to go opposite from where your knees are going. And if it's a little too much on the knees, you can always just bring the knees to touch parallel to each other and keep them there. You'll still get the same amount of stretch, still just as comfortable. When you're ready, bring the knees back to center and wrap left leg on top of right. Again, once or twice, dropping them over to the right this time while your gaze goes to the left. Once more. I know I sound like a broken record. There we go. That's what I'm trying to think of. If this is not comfortable, feel free to just bring the knees parallel and drop them over to that right side. Perfectly fine to do so. Nothing wrong with that. Do whatever is comfortable for yourself here. Whatever works for your body. Closing down the eyes is totally fine too. When you're ready, bring them back to center. Hug your legs towards your chest, bring your chin towards the knees, and go ahead and release Shavasana. Arms and legs come out to the side. Get as comfortable as you'd like. Take up as much space as you'd like on your mat. Kind of starfish it out if you need to. Close down the eyes and relax. Stay here as long as you want. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video because it's not interesting to just watch me lay there. But stay here as long as you need to and continue on with your day on your own time. Namaste, you guys. I hope this was fun. Enjoy.